Like, there's no better way to do it. We're literally live. It's the Savygents live. Like, we're live. This is unscripted. This is whatever the fuck we want to say is what's going up here on the podcast. And hopefully, if my voice doesn't crack, we do it in one take.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the thing you guys gotta understand is like, this is some basically background knowledge, like some what's the type of fact? Like you call it a fact. It's not just a fun fact. It's about specifically to like a certain like podcast or a film or whatever, like trivia. That's
trivia.
It's like a trivia question.
Can I have trivia for 200, please?
Yeah. So basically, it's just like when this guy cracks his voice, like we're sitting back in the lab, we're looking at the audio, and we're just like, bro, we might have to record this. Like the cracks are getting bad. You know, it's like, how old are you right now?
I am 27 years young.
27 years young.
Yes.
I'll give that to him because he's voice crack guy.
Disrespectful.
Or like what I said a couple episodes ago. Kraken. Oh shit.
This guy called me the Kraken. You believe that? He thinks I'm a...
like the little rum guy. Like it's a rum, you know?
Release the Kraken.
Oh, that shit. Bad nights on that shit.
It's crazy.
But
go ahead.
Alright, I got it, dude. Okay.
I mean, I had some personal failure stories that I wanted to tell.
Alright, go ahead.
So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let me botch it, right?
Go ahead.
No, this is it's actually more of a topic that hits home because when I first got up on stage and I was doing comedy, like I wasn't consistent as in all my jokes would hit. It's kind of it's a building you have to build your narrative when you're doing comedy. So like I had some funny content, but my delivery was off or the timing was off. I had to go through a bunch of open mic nights, tons to give away a lot of free, even when it was funny, just a lot of free content, which is part of the grind. But there was sometimes I would practice, rehearse. Like being a comedian is crazy. Half of the time you're talking to yourself and you're like in the mirror like, oh, is that funny? Maybe I should make this facial expression when I do this. And you're trying to view yourself from an individual in the audience, which is weird. So whatever, just being a comedian, you have to practice a lot by yourself. So like there's some jokes that I'm over here, I'm dying at. I'm thinking, oh, this is hilarious, this is gonna kill them, like they're gonna remember my name, Don Floria, all that good stuff. I get up to the stage, I go ahead, I do the bit exactly as I memorized it. Like it was scripted, and I feel like people could tell it was scripted because every joke, there was no improv in my whole set. Which, being a comedian, improv is something that, shit, you get more laughs off of improv than you do off your regular written jokes. I mean, you can, all depends on what you're saying, but I didn't have any improvs in my game, which is, in real life, I improv all the time, but on stage, I'm like, here's a script, I'm gonna stick to the script, and I'll go up there and I'll bomb, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? And it's terrible. These are some personal life failures, I'm telling you. I was just like, damn, like, I'm thinking it was funny, but it was good concepts, but like, I was pretty much up there as a robot, and people were like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing, you know?
Yeah,
and like, I was crushed 100%. Like, I would go up, do an open mic night, I would bomb, I'd come back, and then do like another comic would go up right after me and he would kill it, and I'm like, you know, what the fuck is going? So I had to go back to the drawing board, and I had to take my time, and I had to learn how to throw some improv into my comedy. I had to do some crowd work as well. I had to make it funnier, or 100%. I thought it was funny, but it could always be funnier. So after I started taking these failures as like, okay, well, if they didn't like that, let's try this. I started taking it as a learning situation instead of, oh, you're just a terrible comedian. Which, if you're doing anything, never call yourself terrible. Just there will always be somebody better than you in whatever you're doing. No offense, like my guy Conor McGregor just got fucking knocked out, TKO, but like he's actually pretty up there. But once again, hopefully he takes this L and goes back to the drawing board and he figures out what he needs to do to get back on top. Because when Conor was on top, you feel me? That guy was a fucking man. Like let's not beat around the bush. He was the fucking guy. So like everybody takes the L, everybody fails. It all depends on how you take that failure and use it to become better, to learn something new, to make sure you succeed the next time you do it. And I feel like that's what's more important when you're just going through life. I'm talking about comedy. You can take this concept and you can apply it to just about fucking anything. Oh, this job you want to get, you went to the first interview, it didn't go too well. You think you failed, but you don't know because interviews, they don't tell you. But you got a second interview, what are you going to do different? You know, let's say there's a girl that you like and let's say you approach her and you fucking flop, right? That doesn't mean it's over, you know what I mean? You can try again. You can, there's so many different ways you can take that L and look into it and be like, you know what? All right, let me try from this approach. Basically, all I'm saying is just keep on going. You don't gotta like, once you get crushed once, get crushed again. And if you don't like it, get crushed again. And then see how you like that. If you don't, get crushed again until you finally do succeed. Because I've had some comedy shows where I kill it. So it's like, yeah, it's not impossible. You just had to go back to the drawing board and figure out exactly what was going on to make you better, you know? That's just some of my stories. I know he's got some stories himself.
It's like, it's not even necessarily like, you're hitting all the right points, dude. It's just like, basically, like, you gotta be fearless, dude. You can't be afraid to fail, to fuck up. And it's like, there's a lot of like examples, like the one like he's talking about, Conor McGregor, right? The thing about him though is like, he's been on the top for so long, right? But the thing is, he got to the top and then he took a break. He wasn't working as hard as he was to get to the fucking top.
Exactly.
If he continued to work as hard as he was after he reached the top and then kept on going, he wouldn't have lost that fight and got knocked out. Like, what was it, the third round or some shit?
Second round, TKO.
Second round. Those fights are always hyped. There's always a knockout. Like, the second round is like a waste of a pay-per-view, honestly. Let's be honest. Like, every single fucking one of them. It's like, yo, Conor McGregor versus so-and-so. It's like, he KOs a guy, or this time he's just like, the guy that he was fighting, whenever I was talking to my brother, he's more into like the sport and like actually knows shit about it. It's just like, yeah, the guy's been grinding. That guy's been like, he's been basically being Conor McGregor, what he used to be. Fucking working out, grinding, and basically taking the fucking hands.
Yeah, his name was Daniel Poirier.
Yeah, and then fucking like, and then he gets in the ring and he knocks him out. And like, people might be like, oh, I'm surprised, but like, I bet you damn well that guy wasn't fucking surprised. He knocked him out.
Nah, you know the hard he's been working.
That's what I'm saying, and that's like, that's even here with the Savygents, right? Like, we've had some like major flops in terms of just like, maybe events, posts, or whatever.
Oh, everything. Yeah. Dude, trust me, we've been crushed so many times. If I sat here and told you, you wouldn't be like, wow, I can't believe you guys are still out here doing it. But no, it's like, we're fearless. Yeah, crush us. That's cool.
My favorite one had to be at fucking what was it? Fucking Ultra Beans, bro.
Ultra Beans.
My favorite crush. Basically, like, we get this event all together. We finally got in the door because these people are like. They want to keep their crowd like PG. I don't know what the fuck happened where they can't go to PG-13. They can't go to PG-13.
This place used to pop. Apparently something happened, and then the next thing you know, they can't even have like. They don't even want music.
Explicit lyrics.
They don't even want music or comedy shows with cursing. Comedy shows, half my comics are fucking they're gonna get up there and say what the fuck they want.
You just said fucking. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can't even do that shit, you know?
No, so they wanted to do like a straight up PG comedy show, which is cool, but not my forte. So what we do is like, we can throw a party there and have a DJ with no curse lyrics on the track.
I just played all in Spanish.
Exactly.
I don't think he spoke Spanish or old Irish guys. I don't think they knew Spanish. Maybe they did, I don't know.
But go ahead, finish up. Tell
yeah, but basically with the event though, like, we were so excited we got into the door there, and we're just like, yo, we got an event in Fairfax, it's local, it's only live in Fairfax, you know, like, it's okay if you live in Fairfax, but like, if you're like in your young, in your prime, and you're trying to make it like an entertainment, you gotta get the fuck out of Fairfax.
You gotta get out of there.
You know, it's like, because everything's in fucking Arlington.
Or DC.
Or in DC. In our case, there's not much comedy in Arlington. That's why we kind of targeted Arlington after the store. But these were early lessons. And this lesson, basically, we threw a party there. We're thinking in our head, we're like, we can make money at these parties. But when you look at, you tally up the tab at the end of the day, you're fucking paying for the DJ. You're paying for the fucking giveaway. You're giving away cash prizes. You're giving away fucking tickets. You're giving away Caps tickets and fucking Wizard tickets. And those motherfuckers that even went to the games didn't even tag us. That's fucked up, you know? Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, thank you. $5 for $150 tickets.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
We weren't even giving you like bitch ass seats. Like, we gave you like at least like 200 like level seats.
Yeah, I think they were like on the baseline. Like, not
like, alright, we're hyping a little much, but.
Well, no, it wasn't on the baseline, but they were good seats.
Yeah, so basically we dropped all this money in this event, and we had a bunch of our friends come, which was cool, and we had like 1 or 2 people from Meetup, interesting characters themselves. But again, at the same time, like, they wanted to get on me friends, so I can't even knock that shit.
They were doing their thing. They were taking initiative.
Yeah, 100%. Like, so we could apply that, you know, not even knock that shit. And we had an event, like, it was, like, decent. Like, it was way more people than they ever would have had, right? So you think about how many people they average on an average night. They might average maybe, like...
4.
maybe 4.
4 or 5.
In their little basement. They had a nice little fucking basement. Give them credit.
And they had prime real estate. I'm not gonna lie on that one. Really
But like
great
it was
real
just
estate.
like. It's like we're capped about like we're still learning the ropes so like about advertisements, how to promote, etc. Right? But like we had like a small event and it shit 100% flopped and like we didn't make any money basically. Bottom line.
No, we lost about $800.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit less, but yeah, somewhere around there.
But that's the thing. You take that hit, but you learn. We didn't quit after that.